how are you? Today I'm going to teach you how to make an amazing cracker that you are definitely going to love. This recipe is very special and you're definitely going to enjoy it because I'm going to make two different versions. One with few carbs but very healthy, rich in fiber and protein, and another with even fewer carbs. It's excellent if you're on a low-carb diet, if you're on a ketogenic diet. All of them are good if you want to control your blood sugar or if you want to lose weight as well. And it has a powerful anti-inflammatory ingredient that you're going to love. Stay until the end. You won't want to miss it. It's very easy. Before we start, I want to ask you, do you have the habit of eating crackers on a daily basis? And when you do you prefer it paired with something sweet or savory? Let me know down here in the comments. I'd love to see your answer. Leave a like on the video to help me out, because that's really important for me here on the channel. Besides, you'll end up signaling to YouTube that you like this kind of video, and you'll get more videos like this recommended to you. It's good for you too. On top of that, if you know someone who would like a healthy recipe for crackers to eat them without guilt, share this recipe. It's really important for us to learn to eat well and enjoy tasty food, right? So that's super cool. To get the ingredients and their quantities, take a look down below. I'll leave everything for you here in the description. So our first ingredient is chia seeds, which will be the base for both versions. Chia is a very interesting seed because it contains a fat that is a precursor to omega-3. So it has an extraordinary anti-inflammatory potential, and it's really important for us to replace those industrialized crackers and cookies, which are rich in trans fats and saturated fats, with a version like this that is so much healthier. Chia is also very rich in soluble fibers, which form a mucilage. This helps slow down the absorption of carbs that may be present, depending on the version, helping to slow gastric emptying, promote satiety, and even improve intestinal transit. Chia has no flavor, which is why I like to use it, but if you wanted to use flaxseed, that would also work in the same proportion. What I'm going to do now is simply hydrate the chia with water, remembering that the quantities are listed below, and I'll wait for that mucilage to form. In a little while, it will be more hydrated, and I'll come back so we can continue the recipe from there. It's really quick, just wait a moment. So look, our chia is already hydrated. I separated it into two bowls because I'm going to make two versions. One with chickpea flour. Let me show you the difference here, even though sometimes they might look the same. Here, look, chickpea flour is more like an actual flour, right? Finer and more yellow. And this here is almond flour, which you can see is slightly lighter and has more pieces in it. See? So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna choose one. First, I'll start with the chickpea flour here. And before making the mixture, I'm just going to prepare our seasonings, where I'll add the salt. Let me scrape this here, because it needs to be enough for two. I'll add the smoked paprika. You can use whatever seasoning you like, okay? It's really up to you. I'm also going to add a bit of dried oregano and some dehydrated onion. Now tell me, what other specific seasonings do you think would go particularly well with a delicious savory cracker? So what I'm going to do now is carefully mix all of this up right here. And then once that is done, I'll take about half of the mixture for each of our two different versions. So I have a bowl here, I'll add the chickpea flour, and I'll make sure to scrape everything in well. Remember that chickpea flour is high in protein and has a lot of fiber, so even though it contains carbs, the amount per serving will be low carb and its glycemic index is low. Now we add our chia, which has already been prehydrated, as you remember I did earlier. And here I'm going to add about half of our seasoning mix and then set the rest aside for later. I'll save that other half for another batch I have waiting over there. Now I'll give everything a really good mix until it's homogeneous. I grabbed this paper here because I'm going to put our dough on it. Look, it turned out like this. If you need to, use your hands to knead it, to make sure everything comes together well. I'm going to place another sheet of parchment paper on top here. And with this dough, I really like to roll it out with a rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can use an old olive oil bottle or any bottle you have at home and roll it out until you reach the thickness you like for your crackers. Remember, the thinner it is, the crunchier it will be. So I've already rolled it out. It's kind of like Lego. You take it from here and put it over there. I've made it this thickness here, which is neither super thin nor very thick because I don't want it to break, right? And now I'm going to make some markings here with my pizza cutter. I'm thinking of making some squares like this. After I finish the markings, which is good to do before putting it in the oven so you can separate them later, I'll make the almond dough. So hold on a second. So here I have almond flour to make the second version, right? It's really low carb because almond flour actually has much fewer carbs than chickpea flour. So obviously there will also be much fewer carbs per serving here. And our seasoning is all the same here. I'm going to give this all a good mix as well. Then I'll roll it out again. Same process, exactly. And when they're ready to go into the oven, I'll come back to show you. I was actually going to start rolling it out and come back with it already shaped, but I wanted to show you that the almond dough is moister because almonds obviously have more fat and it makes it easier for us to handle. So I'm going to do the same thing here with my parchment paper and roll it out as well. Cut it just like I did before. But you can already see here as I roll it out, look, that it spreads even more quickly and easily than the chickpea one. Not that the other one was hard, right? It's just that this one is easier. I took out our crackers. They baked for 20 minutes. These are really quick. Here are the chickpea ones and these are the almond ones. You can tell, right? Because this one is lighter in color. And then I waited for them to cool down so we could remove them because otherwise it would be harder, right? But since we made the markings, look, like I told you, it ends up being really quick and easy. I'm going to separate them all, arrange them on a plate here, and then we'll try them. I'm going to taste both so I can tell you which one I liked best. And just so you can see here, this one comes off even more easily. Look, the smell of onion with paprika is wonderful. Hold on, I'm going to get a plate so we can arrange everything and I'll be right back. I arranged them nicely here. Look, if you leave them in a bit longer, they get even crunchier. See? Try it out, you're going to love it. I'm going to try one of each. This one is the chickpea one, right? The more golden one. And this one, the lighter one, is the almond one. Just a reminder, I have a playlist of spreads, pâtés, mayonnaises, and a playlist of vegan recipes, sweet and savory. I'm going to add this recipe there. I want to know what you would eat this with, so write it for me down below. Like the video to help me out, and also share it with anyone you think would enjoy it, right? Let's grow our chain of kindness. Now I'm going to try the almond one. A little fluffy, crunchy, but fluffy. Now let me try the chickpea one. It has a more intense chickpea flavor, right? It's hard to choose. Each one in its own way is really delicious. Tell me which one you would make. I'd love to see your comment. See you next time. Bye.